Peace, 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 peace. Salute. Salute, good family. Peace, peace, and blessings. Brother Stephen X here. Respect Ring Media, Respect Ring Media, LLC. Salute. Let me know how I sound on the mic, fam, as you come in. Respectringmedia.com. How's the good family going? How do I sound on the mic, y'all? Peace and blessings. Just tuning in. Let's see who's in the room. We're talking PEDs today. We're talking Ryan Garcia again, unfortunately, because he's the gift that keeps on giving. So won't be a long show, but I saw this crazy video. So many other things going on in the sport of boxing, but I gotta address this. Peace and blessings to the family. Make sure you like the stream. Sister Cam is in the building. Convos with Cam. Salute to Sister Cam in the building, Queen. Peace and blessings to you always, Queen. Thank you for being here. Yes, salute and blessings to you always, Queen. Thank you. We got the dream team. We got Snoopy Mac in the building too, along with Sister Cam. Peace to Snoopy Mac. Peace to Sister Cam. Devin Haney over everybody. Be sure to, yes, Queen. Thank you. Be sure to like and share this video, fam, as folks come in the room. Sound is good. All right. Good. Salute to brother Mr. Roll Tide. Salute to the brother. Man, it's amazing. The family's coming in. This won't be a terribly long live, but I wanted to address this Ryan Garcia. Did you guys see that crazy video? I saw a snippet of it. I don't know where I could find the full thing, but Ryan Garcia is still lying. Like, what are we talking about? 2 years later? How many years? What, April 20th of 2024 was that fight? And this man, this irresponsible man, this lying man continues to lie about PED use. And that's why this show is strictly about Ryan Garcia. You didn't see it. Okay, Queen, you didn't see it? Yeah, there's other stuff going on in the sport of boxing, like Regis Prograis and Conor Ben are about to go on it. That's probably going to be the first Zuffa boxing match that I watch. I think it's this Saturday or Sunday. I haven't even seen one Zuffa boxing, but I'll watch that. I'll watch that one. You know, one of them is Devin Haney's leftovers, and the other one doesn't want to get in the ring with Devin Haney. Mr. Roll Tide, you haven't seen it either. Okay, I'll show you guys the snippet of it. Hopefully I can find the full thing, but he's up to his antics again. This man is still lying like over 2 years ago now, and he's lying about taking these drugs against Devin Haney. It's crazy. It's straight up insidious. Hold on 1 second, fam. All right, fam. I'm back. I am back. I had to close the window. Somebody was smoking some. Now I gotta put on the air. Someone was smoking outside my window, which is crazy. So it gets into your apartment. Let me just turn on the air in here so that gets aired out. Yeah, fam. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys the clip. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. This guy is still lying. I tweeted about it. Benji, he's part of the show. He tweeted about it. Let me see if I can find this clip. It's not even a terribly long clip. I'm trying to think where else I can find the full thing. But this dude is still lying. Okay, I already found it. Source of Boxing on Twitter. Yeah, Ryan Garcia says he was robbed in his fight against Devin Haney. They robbed me. I have never touched steroids in my life. Lord have mercy. Yeah, Queen. Here, let me share the screen with y'all. Yeah, okay. We're gonna get to this truth now and dissect this dude. You guys see that on the screen? Here we go. I wouldn't lie to you. It's right there. Source of Boxing. You see it? It's a guy. We follow each other on Twitter. Ryan Garcia says he was robbed in his fight against Devin Haney. They robbed me. I've never touched steroids in my life. This guy's unbelievable. Let me play the audio.
It's like a grain of salt.
Let me play the audio for you. I'm going to turn that all the way up so you can hear loud and clear this scoundrel still lying to this day.
They robbed me. They try to say I was on steroids, bro. I've never touched steroids in my life.
But how can they just say that? Like if they didn't.
They supposedly found a trace in my system that was a billionth of a gram. Imagine a billion.
Who's they? Who's they? We can.
So a billionth of a gram is like a grain of salt they found in my system, bro.
But why wouldn't they do that before the fight, though?
Exactly. Thank you.
Look at this. Look at this fool tagging along with him. Whoever this dude is, continually. I'm gonna talk about all these black people around Ryan Garcia, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion about that.
Because they tested me all the way through. Supposedly I tested right the day before and the day after. Makes no sense. One, nobody would take steroids the day before the fight or after.
Yeah.
This clip was just released yesterday because Ryan Garcia is a streamer now. Salute to brother Ob Jones in the building. Make sure you guys like the video. Salute to you, brother Ob. Salute to you. Always consistent, 10 toes down. Thank you. We're talking Ryan Garcia failed PED test, still lying about Devin Haney. Yeah, that part. Yeah, Queen. Who is they? And we're going to talk about these black folks around Ryan Garcia. Peace and blessings to the Queen. Shaquilla Fields is in the building. She's in the house. Peace, beloved. Peace and blessings, Young King Stephen X driving, listening. Okay, Queen. Yep. So we know you're in the room. You're listening, but yeah, your chatting is going to be limited because you're driving. So peace and blessings to you. Keep your eyes on the road. Yeah, Queen. Over there cooning and co-signing is disgusting work. This was released yesterday, fam. That's what I only have time to address this. There's other things going on. Well, I don't care about Tyson Fury. He's another drug cheat, but they got a press conference. There was a lot of stuff going on in boxing. But this guy continually, because he's a streamer now, he's still lying about this crap. It's unreal.
They robbed me. They try to say I was on steroids, bro. I've never touched steroids in my life.
How?
They robbed me. They try to say I touched steroids. I've never touched steroids in my life. Unreal.
Can they just say?
And see how tricky it is. Ostarine is not steroids. It's a SARM. Right? It's a SARM. So he's being very tricky. He's being tricky with his language. A SARM is a selective androgen receptor modulator. SARMs stands for selective androgen receptor modulators. Ostarine is a SARM. It's not a steroid. So he's being very tricky in his language on purpose, saying I've never taken steroids. Maybe that's true, but you've taken Ostarine, and that's a SARM. And not only that, you tested positive for nandrolone. It just wasn't conclusive when they did the B sample, but you did fail for Ostarine and nandrolone, right? And I feel like a broken record because like we always have to say this. Like these people, because this guy continues to lie, we have to always keep saying the same thing over and over, because if people take his word as the last word, they're going to take it as the truth. Right, Queen? They'll accept his word because whatever audience he's doing his streaming to, this is what he's saying. And they're not boxing fans. This goofy guy with the glasses, this black dude, all these black dudes that hang around Ryan Garcia, these coons, these sellouts, he's pathetic. I can tell he's pathetic just by looking at him. Why would you even hang around this guy? This guy is a stone cold racist. You guys are that desperate for money. You know, he's probably paying these guys to be around him. It's insane, fam.
They robbed me. They try to say I was on steroids, bro. I've never touched steroids in my life.
But how can they just say that? Like if they didn't.
They supposedly found a trace in my system that was a billionth of a gram. Imagine so a billionth of a gram is like a grain of salt.
Okay, you know what? Now that I'm watching this, I can tell this was a setup. This was already pre-planned for him to talk about this. I didn't see the full clip. I don't watch Ryan Garcia's StreamYard or whatever, wherever he's streaming. I have no idea where I can get the full clip of this. I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. But I can tell this was a setup. It sounds a little too scripted and a little too convenient for him to say all the bullet points he's been wanting to say, a billionth of a gram. The same lines from the lawyer's letter, from his lawyer's team. This is the same line they say, a billionth of a gram.
Found in my system, bro.
But why wouldn't they do that before the fight, though?
Exactly. Thank you. Because they tested me all the
Queen says, I was already typing that before you said it. Yeah, Queen. They say they have this. This sounds really rehearsed.
way through. Supposedly I tested right the day before and the day after. Makes no sense.
It makes total sense because you were cutting weight and you were passing the test before then because I'm going to have to find a video where they break this down, where Polly breaks it down. On because of the weight cut is why that stuff started seeping through and the test was able to catch it. If Ryan Garcia didn't do such a drastic weight cut at the end of that before the fight date, he could have got away with passing the VADA test because he was getting away with it before. That's why when he was releasing the results, 7-8 talks about this all the time. He always sounded surprised that he was passing the test. He's like, oh, I passed another VADA test. It's like, dude, you don't know that you're not taking drugs? You must know that you're taking drugs. That's why you sound surprised when you're passing the test. Are you tracking, family? Believe me, I've read this guy inside and out. Like, I'm talking about Ryan Garcia. I know this guy inside and out. Pathological liar, narcissist, all of it. The worst combination of human being you can have. Arrogant, and on top of that, he's a racist and he's a drug cheat. Just the worst human being you could ever have.
One, nobody would take steroids the day before the fight or after.
What are you talking about? Of course they would. If they want to win and are desperate like you, of course you're going to take steroids.
Yeah.
They robbed me. They try to say I was on steroids, bro. I've never touched steroids in my life.
Snoopy Mac says everything they do is scripted. Amen, Snoopy Mac. I agree.
How can they just say that? Like if they didn't.
They supposedly found a trace in my system that was a billionth of a gram. Imagine a
gram, whatever that means. Oh, Mr. Roll Tide, one thing a liar will do is tell a lie. You know what? That's so simple, but really, do people really understand that? One thing a liar will do is tell a lie. That's what a liar is. They tell lies constantly. When it comes to, I told y'all, family, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, when it comes to Golden Boy, when it comes to Oscar De La Hoya, that whole crew, believe nothing you hear, especially as it pertains to Devin Haney, in relation to Devin Haney. Believe nothing you hear and only half of what you see. I'll say it again. When it comes to Ryan Garcia, believe nothing you hear, only half of what you see. Trust and believe, fam.
Billionth of gram is like a grain of salt they found in my system, bro.
But why wouldn't they do that before the fight, though?
Exactly. Thank you. Because they tested me all the way through. Supposedly I tested right the
Ryan Garcia knows how drug cheating goes. Drug cheating goes. He knows how drug testing goes. It's random. It could be before the fight. It could be it was right after the fight, and it's throughout your camp, bro. It's random. You don't know when they're coming. You don't know when they're coming. Your fans are stupid. Your fans are dumb. So they believe everything you say. Unity is strength. Ryan Garcia had to fight Devin, his dad, the ref, the judges, the Epstein files, a stiff line of coke, and the Illuminati at the same time, and still won. Interesting. So, are you joking? Is this? It's. I'm trying to figure out. Hey, let me put the link in the chat. Let me put this link in the chat. That's for you. Unity is strength. Talk to me. Let me read that again. Ryan Garcia. That link is free. Unity of Strength. You're gonna have to cam up first though. Ryan Garcia had to fight Devin, his dad. Okay. First of all, Ryan Garcia had to fight Devin. That's it. The ref. What are you talking about? The judges. What are you talking about? It's a golden boy. The Epstein files. What are you talking about? A stiff line of coke in the Illuminati at the same time and still won. Yeah. Click the link, bro. But salute to you. Thanks for being here. Big Soldier MX, salute to you. Dummies, yeah. Yep. That's what I'm wondering. Yeah. I'm wondering a lot of things, Queen. Ryan just beat Barrios. Why not talk about that? Yeah. Because that win doesn't mean anything. That was the most gifted title I've ever seen in my life. That was a gift. They might as well just gift it. They might as well just wrapped it up and mailed it to his house. Barrios was there to lose. Ryan goes to sleep thinking about Dev. Absolutely. They're not gonna. The Mario Barrios win doesn't mean anything to these people. It's about. Listen, the Devin Haney fight is not fam. It's not even a win. It's a no contest. And these people are still on it. This man is still on this, lying and profiling to you. And it's not even a win. It's literally a no contest. Dude is obsessed. I'm talking about Ryan. Like Big Soldier MX, salute to you. Ryan goes to sleep thinking about Dev. Thinking about Dev. That's all he does, straight up.
The day before and the day after makes no sense. One, nobody would take steroids the day before the fight or after.
Yeah.
They robbed me.
Yeah. Let me find a clip of Polly breaking the signs down. No, I hate that I have to, use him, but hey, what he's saying is true. Polly Magelinani, I always butcher his last name. The former boxer, he breaks down on boxing scene the science of this whole thing and how cheating works. Now, this was like over 2 years ago, this clip. You guys have probably seen it too. Let me see. Polly breaks down the science of why he got caught. Just so y'all know, because Ryan Garcia gets away with fooling his little streamer fan base about how this stuff works. The reason they tested you, why would you take steroids before the fight? Well, why not? You were desperate to win. So why wouldn't you take it? You're just telling on yourself, bro. Polly and Ryan Garcia. I'm trying to find the clip. Make sure y'all like from 2024 is Ryan's a loser. Yeah. It's 2026 now. He still can't. He's pissed off that they took the away from him. Oh, here we go. I found this clip here. All right, let me let the commercials play on that clip, and I'll show y'all the sort of the science of it as we have a little time. Let me do a time check. Okay, cool. I'm glad I went live, just even if it's a quick live, just so I can address this and get it out the way. Queen Chiquila says had to pull over to remind us that he deliberately hid from Vada after the fight for 9 hours and still had it in his system. Yeah, that was the day they officially tried to test him. I want to say it may have been the Thursday. Remember, the fight was Saturday night. So I want to say it was possibly like the Thursday. They were looking for him to test him. Because remember, this is the test that he failed before the fight. This is not after. After he initially won, they tested him in the locker room or whatever. But they had to look for him for 9 hours. And that's the test he failed. And we can only surmise and hypothesize that he was trying to buy some time and get that out of his system, fam, in that 9 hours. Remember, he was using illegal IVs. Remember, fam? He was using the IVs on video to flush out stuff out of his system. All right. Salute to everyone coming in the room. Okay, I found the clip. So let me salute. I found the clip. So let me put this on the screen of Paulie breaking down the science of this. Thank you, Queen Shaquila, for reminding us about how this cheater was moving that week. Absolutely, Queen. Yeah. Big Soldier MX says Dev beat Jose and Norman, 2 better fighters than Barrios. Yeah, I agree. Why not rematch Dev and prove you're not a cheater? His fanboys won't answer this. Yeah. The guy is a pathological liar, and he's a duck. He's ducking the Devin Haney rematch. He's ducked it numerous times, fam. Y'all see this on the screen? YouTube, this is for fair use and educational purposes only. Salute to boxing scene.
So here's the way it works, and I'm sure Chris also understands because Chris partially explained this to me as well. Here's how it works when you're microdosing. So you bigger dose off season, which is not when there's no fights and nobody's getting tested, because boxing's the Wild West and doesn't test in between fights. Yeah. And then your
right there. Boxing doesn't test between fights except Devin Haney. Devin Haney's the only boxer being tested in between fights by VADA. Nobody else is being tested by VADA in between competition.
Microdosing during camp, and when you're microdosing, it is trapped in the fat and therefore not.
When you're microdosing, the drugs are trapped in your fat. In your microdosing during the camp. Remember, he was acting crazy, erratic, like he was on drugs.
Going into your bloodstream, so therefore it's harder to catch you. When a fighter struggles to make weight, sometimes they're losing all that fat, and you get a little bit of tricklage coming out of the fat, and the drugs will come out in small spurts. That's
tricklage, he called it.
Why they're always caught in small doses. And
boom, they're caught in small doses, the billionth of a gram. It was only the size of a grain of rice. Yeah, because that's what they can catch, idiot. That's what they catch. That means you had more in your system, dummy. Talking to Ryan Garcia. Big Soldier MX says, I can't forget May last year. He was crying in the car after his loss to Rolly. WBC ring got Ryan out of the garbage. Yeah, they revived his career. And put him on their Inside the Ring show as the first guest and guest columnist or whatever, guest host. And I've been consistent. Ryan, I've said this over and over. Ryan Garcia is the most privileged fighter in the boxing game. Him and Tyson Fury. One of them's white, the other one's Mexican American, but he might as well be white because he thinks he's white. So they function as white men in the sport of boxing. Right. Salute to brother Dante in the house. Salute, my brother. Good to have you, bro. We're just talking Ryan Garcia failed PED tests, still lying about Devin Haney. That's when they say they. He's talking about that stupid conspiracy theory with Victor Conte and VADA and the Haneys. That's what he means by they. And he doesn't say VADA, but he means VADA because he doesn't want to get sued. Salute to you, bro. Convos with Cam. Sister Cam says Nonito Donaire is also a part of 365 testing, if I remember correctly. That is correct, Queen. He is the pioneer of this, even though people falsely ascribe that to Floyd Mayweather. But that's not true. It's Nonito Donaire that pioneered this VADA 24/7, 365 drug testing in between competition and competition. So Devin Haney is really just following suit. Now, I don't know if Nonito Donaire is still doing that. I know he's fighting. I don't know if he's still doing that. I don't see why he would be, since he fights. He still fights, but he's not as active as you would say, a younger active fighter. But he is the pioneer. Big Soldier MX, people forget Ryan came from a camp of cheaters. Why believe him? Yeah, the Reynoso camp. Eddie Reynoso, he was part of that camp. He may not be part of it now, but he was part of it, fam. We cannot forget that history. And it's a sordid history. It's a checkered history. It's a scandalous history. Right? Yes, Quinn. Salute to brother Jay Vonnie in the house. Yep. That's what we're talking. We're talking failed PED test today. And Ryan Garcia. I'll play the clip again of him lying again. This was released yesterday on his screen, but this is Polly breaking down the drug use.
People, the moronic part of the population will say, "Oh, that's not enough to help him." No, that's just the part that finally leaked.
It's the leftovers.
See, he even called them morons.
Yes, and because they struggle in weight, which is also a typical thing when you start to think about it, why guys keep moving up in weight. So there's less struggles when they're doping to make weight, and therefore they keep moving up in weight and keep showing no signs of weakening.
Did not Ryan Garcia cheat the contracted weight and by 3.2 pounds and then moved up to 147? Did you hear what Polly just said?
And no signs of aging and no signs of, we don't have to name names. The box is right with it, you know. But nonetheless, now when I started to learn this part, because every single time a guy fails, I'm always asking questions and I'm always learning a little bit more. And this time, when it came to this microdosing situation, it's a big way to beat even the random drug tests because it's not going to show up unless you're really.
Microdosing is a way of beating random drug testing.
Really draining yourself. So therefore, it makes sense why guys keep moving up in weight. So Ryan was struggling to make the weight and he failed right at the end, but he passed in the middle of camp. This kind of explanation is an explanation.
Yes, and that's where he was surprised he was passing, but that's because he still had his weight on him. He did the weight cut near the end where he had to bring in Scooter to help him do this drastic weight cut at the end, like right before the week of the fight, a few days before the fight. He had to bring in Scooter.
Worth looking into when it comes to his failed B test, B sample. As for the lawyers, they're going to play lawyer and they're gonna manipulate it as much as possible and mention that he passed those tests in the middle of camp. Well, I just explained to you in the method that microdosing work why he would have passed the tests in the middle of camp but failed at the very end, because at the very end was when he was drained. Remember?
Right, because at the end, remember, you're draining yourself because you're trying to hit the contracted weight. So you're cutting weight throughout camp, but you're not quite there. You fighters cut weight all the way to the last minute before they have to get on the scales. Literally, like fighters will on the day of, they're trying to cut the weight to hit the contracted weight. And that's where you see fighters, they look at their face. They're like dehydrated. They're not eating. They look like they need a drink of water, but they can't even drink water because that might add to the weight. They got to hit the weight. They got to hit. So that's why the tricklage came through the fat of the drugs at the end. So this line that he says to his fans is bullshit. So who cares if you failed right before the fight and right after? That's what happens when you do a weight cut. There was no conspiracy. You weren't set up, dude.
He struggled to make weight. He was drained, and therefore the substances start coming out, which is also explains why he's now talking about fighting at welterweight, junior middleweight, super middleweight against Benavidez. You also get a little bit of sense of why he would do that.
Say what you want about Paulie, but he's telling the truth here. And he has a history, a racial history that none of us like. But I'll unite with him around this truth that he's speaking when it comes to PEDs.
As well, if this is the case. So once you know how the science of it works, you start to really put things together. You can reach your own conclusions. If you want to be a groupie, you can and reach no conclusions. But I'm the person who's going to keep thinking about and keep thinking about not just fighters now, like Ryan, but also fighters in the past, fighters that have failed, fighters that have not failed, and so on and so forth. Really puts a light bulb over the situation.
Don't upload.
Crazy work, fam. Crazy work. Let me find that clip again. Yeah, so Paulie actually Paulie breaks down why this happened, why he got caught at the end, right? So this line that he says, Oh, well, why did it happen at the end? Well, Paulie breaks it down. He breaks down the science. Do you think Ryan Garcia's fans are gonna go or understand any of this or care to understand? They're not gonna care to understand any of this. Let me share the screen with the fam. Is that the clip? Oh yeah, right there. Let me share this with the fam. Make sure y'all like and share the video. Okay, do you guys see that on the screen? Give me one sec. That should be on the screen. Yeah, okay, here we go. So yeah, Brother B says, because I'm looking at the comments right now. Brother B says, I know Ryan laughs at how stupid and gullible his fans are, just like us. Yeah. That's Brother B. I'm looking for. Oh yeah, here it is. So this was a tweet from Dan Raphael on May 25th of 2024. Okay, so yeah, we already know. Okay, so here's the okay. Devin Haney said Ryan and his team knew he would test positive. Hold on. That's why they did a BS hair test on their own, which who really knows if they did it? Yeah. And then Dan Raphael says here, Garcia team simply said hair was tested with no details, documents. When I wrote about Canelo hair testing years ago, I had documents and a lab report. Details, documentation are important, not words. Absolutely. We want to see some science. Also, there's virtually no research related to hair test offering to prove anything. Big thank you. Like, this is crazy, that hair test follicle thing. Big Soldier MX says, why it took him so long to win a belt. Dev, before and after Ryan, still Hall of Famer. Yep. Ryan's career will expose itself. Watch them fans will turn on him and support Haney after the juice gone. Future prediction. Absolutely. The truth rises to the top. The truth rises to the top. And justice may take a long time, but justice may be delayed, but it won't be denied. You know, Devin will get his justice against Ryan in a rematch. Brother Javani says they understand but won't admit it. No. Ryan Garcia will go to his grave lying about this. He'll go to his grave about this. I'm telling you. He will not admit it. He will not admit that he cheated for whatever reason. I think it's because he's just a racist, and he doesn't want to admit that he needed steroids to beat Devin Haney, who's a black member. Ryan Garcia is a racist, and he hates Muslims too. He said that too, and that's what Devin Haney's black and he's Muslim. So what are we talking about? Our brother Benji said, leak fact. Give me one sec. Make sure that's on the screen, fam. Yeah, okay. So our brother Benji on Twitter said, leaked fact, a hair follicle test detects long-term use, a drug up to 3 months as opposed to the regular blood and urine tests with a detection window of a drug within 1 week. Per Dan Raphael, Canelo did one to prove, and Ryan Garcia refused to do one to submit lab paperwork. I wonder why. Yeah, so we're just supposed to take his word for it that he did a test, a hair follicle. What if it was somebody else's hair?
I mean, they try to say I was on steroids, bro. I've never touched steroids. They try to say I was on steroids, bro. I've never touched steroids in my life.
But how can they just say that? Like, if they didn't
They supposedly found a trace in my system that was a billionth of a gram. Imagine a billionth of a gram is like a grain of salt. They found in my system, bro.
But why wouldn't they do that before the fight, though?
Exactly. Thank you. Because they tested me all the way through. Supposedly I tested right the day before and the day.
Look at this. Look at this sellout. Y'all are pathetic. You black people that hang out with this dude, you're pathetic.
After. Makes no sense. One, nobody would take steroids the day before the fight or after.
Yeah.
They robbed.
Yes, they would. If they're trying to beat Devin Haney, they will. They'll do anything. Ryan Garcia said he would do anything to win. I mean, he was leaving clues throughout that buildup that he was willing to do anything to beat Devin Haney. Y'all remember that? I mean, I gotta find all the old clips. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's like, but it's out there. There's evidence, you know? The evidence is out there, fam. Let me see what else I could find. But this is diabolical, man. Ryan Garcia, PEDs. It's like we always gotta show receipts. We're gonna have to show receipts on these guys and constantly just tell the truth about this dude. Let me see. No, this is some of the hater channels. We don't want that. Let me see. No, that's not it. We don't want that either. No. That's that, you know, the guy that wears stuff on his head. See, the thing about these guys. Oh, yeah, this is where Bill Haney. I don't know whose clip this is. Let me play this clip for y'all, fam. Bill Haney said that. Did you know Bill Haney had said, and I'm not putting it past that Floyd Mayweather gave Ryan Garcia the drugs. Isn't that crazy? And not on Trill Bill's part, but that Floyd would do that. Salute to B in the house. Salute to B, bro. Good to see you. Ryan is a piece of shit devil. Typical millennial immoral troll. You know, he's not even a millennial. I think he's a Zoom. He's part of. I think he's younger. I think he's part of the other generation, the Zoomers. I think Generation Z. So he's even more immature, immoral troll who does not know how to take accountability. He will never admit it, and I don't expect him to. He won't. He won't. That generation. Millennials don't even know how to do that. So that generation, I mean, you might find a rare breed, but no. And then have you seen his parents? His parents are a piece of work. I'm talking about Ryan Garcia's parents. They're a piece of work. They don't. Those are grown people that act like children. So his whole family's scoundrels. Snoopy Max says, if you watch the presser after the fight, Ryan tells Oscar they don't know what we had to do. Oscar was in on it too. God damn. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've only seen bits and pieces of the post-fight press conference. I have never sat down and watched. I didn't sit down and watch the full press conference with Ryan. And I know Devin didn't speak. He wasn't there. But I never knew that, bro. Ryan tells Oscar they don't know what we had to do. Actually, I think I do remember that. I think I remember that. Yeah. Oscar was in on it too. I think I remember that clip. Yeah, of course. It was a conspiracy. And don't forget B-Hop. And don't forget Derek James. Hell yeah, Oscar was in on it. Yeah, B. Floyd told Ryan about missing weight by 3 point. Yeah, but he also, I'm going to play the clip where Bill Haney says he also told Ryan about drugs. B says, just lie. They're so mentally ill. They believe everyone else is stupid and buying their bullshit. And what's said is it's a lot of idiots that do believe Ryan. You're right. That's what's sad about it. B-Hop said Devin will never be the same. Yeah, I wonder why. Let me see this.
Bill Haney just accused Floyd Mayweather of being Ryan Garcia's steroid supplier. During his TMZ interview, in which many critics deemed as cringy, Bill Haney not only begged for Ryan Garcia's ban, he also accused Floyd Mayweather as being a culprit in this whole scandal. According to
Okay, this sounds like a hater channel.
Bill Haney, it was the Hall of Famer and 5-division world champion that was supplying the banned substance to Ryan Garcia. Bill Haney pointed out how Floyd Mayweather took credit in advising Ryan to come in 3 pounds heavier during the weigh-in.
Yeah, that's true. He did. Floyd Mayweather did do that.
And it was also Floyd who was supplying the quote-unquote steroids. Now, for context, the ostarine that was found in Ryan's sample is technically not a steroid, even though the substance
Wow. Okay, this is obviously some nerd.
is factually banned and not approved by the FDA. It is still found in many over-the-counter dietary supplements. So cross-contamination is definitely something that people accusing Ryan
Cross-contamination, my ass. Do you hear? This is the propaganda out here on these. This is on YouTube. I found this clip. This is obviously a Ryan Garcia fan that doesn't watch boxing and doesn't know anything. doesn't work out.
Garcia may want to take into consideration regarding this argument. Going back to Bill Haney, Devin's daddy continued to chastise King Rai, saying that a lifetime ban
He just said King Rai. This is a loser channel.
is a well-deserved punishment for Ryan Garcia. Bill doubled down on his claims that a character like Ryan and his behavior is terrible for boxing and terrible for sports in general. Bill Haney just
Get the fuck, this nerd. Big Soldier, Big Soldier MX says Floyd was one to plan the thing. Ryan not smart enough to plan nothing. That February, Ryan and Floyd linked up on the Vegas Strip. Yes, if Floyd took Ryan shopping. Imagine that, a man taking another man shopping. Remember 3 pounds after the fight? Floyd comes on IG on a fake page bragging. Yes, I remember all of that. All of that, bro. All of that. There's receipts out there, and there's folks that got all this stuff together. You know, I remember all of it. I was there live in the room, all of that. I followed this fight from the very beginning when it was even announced. Before it was announced, actually. Beast is a racist idiot nerd who got beat up by a black kid in middle school. He sounds like one. He sounds like one. Big Soldier says it's a lot of stuff Bill knows about Floyd the world doesn't. Yeah. And yeah, Bill is going to be strategic and not, you know, he's going to hold his tongue until the right time. What is this? Hold on. What is it? What is this? I've never seen this. Hold up, y'all. Let me show you this to you. Yeah, but I agree, Big Soldier. Jay Vonnie says Ostarine is illegal. How's it in other supplements? Thank you. It's not even for human consumption. So what are we talking about right now, fam? It's not even supposed to be in your body. So how would they put it in other supplements? The ish is made in a laboratory, fam. Straight up. Straight up in a lab. But I found this crazy clip. Hold on 1 second. Okay, let me read what B says. Ryan is the hero for the coward nerd racist who never kissed a girl. Yeah, I know. I've seen the guys that follow him. Not an athletic bone in their body. Straight up. B says, I'm about to just collect all the stuff and send it to you. I remember it all. Overwhelming proof. Shaking my head. Yeah. Gonna have to sit down, bro. Please send whatever you got and just do an editing. You know, but this with everything, you know, I gotta make something that's not too long because folks don't pay attention. But it's got to be digestible. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be digestible enough where people understand and don't fall asleep. Because the attention span out here is insane. It's not good at all. I don't know if this video I just saw is AI. It's a weird video I just saw. Hold on one sec. Big Soldier MX says Floyd helped cause PBC. Couldn't risk Dev beating Tank after Regis. Yeah, Floyd was on the strip named Biggest Stars. Tank and Ryan as stars and purposely left out Dell. Yeah, he did. I remember that. He did mention Devin's name. He said Ryan Garcia is one of the biggest stars in boxing. I think he mentioned his name. And I think he mentioned Tank. But he left Devin Haney out. On purpose. I remember all of that, bro. It's all on TMZ. There's evidence. The evidence is out there. We just need to collect it. And put it into something that can be digestible, you know? That's all it is, fam. Let me share the screen. I don't know if this looks like AI. Is this AI? This video, I've never seen this video before, but I've never seen this lady before. She's talking about why Ryan Garcia will be this is weird. Let me play it.
All those PED charges by VADA and the media. He's already been cleared of the androgen steroid metabolite.
Who is this lady?
the metabolite for nandrolone. So the other substance was the ostarine, which is a selective androgen receptive modulator, meaning it's targeting specific areas like muscles to grow. But why would you take that a day before your fight and the day of the fight?
Here we
And why would you take that even a week before your fight? You need to do that much earlier on in the camp in order to get the benefit during the camp.
These people don't know what they're talking about. He was microdosing. He was microdosing. That's why he was passing the test, lady.
To build up to the fight. The only way VADA could say Ryan Garcia is guilty of taking.
Who is this lady? Some nobody. That's what I'm saying. Who is this person? I just saw this. Ancient Chinese secret. Yeah, J Body. Big Soul, another internet doctor. This lady is crazy. You know this? Who is this lady? It's called microdosing, you dumb looker. Who is this woman? This why I'm like, is this AI?
Ostarine is to say we screwed up. We had a bunch of false negatives leading up to the fight. They're not going to do that. Ryan Garcia.
Let me read the comments on this shit. He was caught taking IV as well. And he wasn't cleared. This did not age well. He wasn't cleared. Yeah, these are just a bunch of like, this is crazy, man. These people are insane. That's why I feel like we gotta stay on their necks, y'all. A dummy like more plates, more. Oh yeah, more plates, more days. That dude. Yeah, I heard about. Yeah. There was a bunch of them that people that I've never heard of. I don't know if y'all have heard of them. Came out the woodworks. Joe Rogan. Like just people that don't know. Like they don't know nothing. Saying, "Oh well, steroids don't help you." Joe Rogan said that recently. They're still talking about it. They're still talking about it. That was the clip with Shakur Stevenson. Remember that? Let me see if I can find that clip for y'all. Ryan Garcia, Joe Rogan, Shakur Stevenson was on. Oh, this is Aki TV. Yeah, I wanted to find the actual clip. Let me hear what Aki says. B says, this goes to show that people will literally just echo BS that they hear. The media started pushing that BS narrative. Yeah, but I think, yeah, it started on social media, but a lot of it was based off of like the lawyer. That whole billionth of a gram thing came from a lawyer letter, Ryan's lawyer, and then people ran with that and started spinning a bunch of narratives on social media, and then the mainstream corporate press. You know, she used to be a boxer. B says he was not clear. People literally just tell themselves anything to feel better. Insane ass crazy people. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, B. Mr. Roll Tide, when there's a strong black father and son at top, it always seems to be a collective attempt to bring them down, and our own people help the ops. Mr. Roll Tide, you ain't lying. I've met Tank fans in person. I always tell the story. These are black people you don't want to be friends with. It's not even that they're not pro-black, but they're dangerous to you. Because they don't care that a racist Mexican American use drugs to fight and beat an elite black fighter. They don't care because it's not Tank. So what do we care? Like, they have no consciousness whatsoever. Most dangerous black people that you can ever be around. Don't be around people like that, straight up. Big Soldier MX says another thing I felt was suspect. Dev had to go to Golden Boy, a shiesty company. I agree. Then the fight happened so fast. Ryan was plotting on Dev, yes, after he beat Oscar Duarte on Juice. Dude was huge versus. Yes, he was. Listen, and I couldn't look at Ryan Garcia's physique against Duarte. Something was up in that fight too. Something was weird in that fight, and I bet you there was definitely no VADA drug testing for that. No way. They didn't spend any money on that fight for no VADA drug testing. No way. But yeah, Duarte, he looks suspect, and his power was we got a glimpse of that power that he used against Devin Haney against Duarte. Watch that fight again, see the power Ryan had in that fight. He was plotting, Big Soldier, you're right. He was plotting on Dev. I'll tell you when he was plotting on Dev. He was plotting on Dev as soon as Dev beat Regis. When he beat Regis Prograis in that 12-0 Regis and knocked him to the ground, Ryan made a call out to Devin to fight him. And he was determined at that point to use any and unusual means necessary, meaning he knew he was going to take drugs. He knew he was going to up the drugs he was going to take against Devin, because there's a strong suspicion that he was already taking it against Duarte. B says, then you had jacked, white, racist idiots who've been taking steroids since they were kids, making videos telling people steroids and PEDs don't do anything. The dumb masses believe that. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of those type of guys, these white dudes that take steroids, they all back Ryan Garcia. All those UFC guys, mixed martial arts guys. And if you ever meet the sellouts in our community, the black guys, they're usually MMA guys. You ever notice that, y'all? The sellouts in our community, in the fight community among us, they're usually MMA guys, UFC guys. Guys like John Jones. You know, John Jones is a drug cheat. I don't care what anyone tells me. This guy has been caught more than one time with PEDs. John Jones is a Trump supporter. He's a sellout, bro. Like, I don't care who I offend by saying that. Like, as great as he is, a UFC fighter, like, these black guys in the UFC are just like, the lack of consciousness is crazy. I've noticed that with MMA guys, but that's because they're around all these white steroid using guys, this jock culture, and these guys have been taking steroids since high school. It's like that type of club. You know what I mean? So you always hear them and the Joe Rogans of the world excusing PED use, right? So now I'm going back to my high school days when I was captain of the basketball team. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I swear to, now that I think about it, I think some people I played against were on juice. I got to think back now. You know, it's crazy. B says, yep, came in at 143. He knew what weight would be a sweet spot coupled with the PEDs. Yeah. He knew. Listen, Shakur said it, 3 pounds in boxing is crazy. Yeah, he was taking it with Duarte after that Prograis fight. Absolutely. Mr. Roll Tide, I've said this before and I'll keep saying this. You will never hear any other race or color take the side of a black person over their own when the black person is clearly at fault. Yeah. No. This is a team sport. They stick with their side. We don't stick with our side, though. He stopped Duarte, a known Mexican with a chin. Right. How do you rock Duarte? He got scared. Yep, you read my mind, Stephen. Oh, salute. Queen Sugar Free Mars is in the building. Salute to you, Queen. I popped up for a quick live just before Brother BF goes live at 6 p.m. Eastern with Oshaki Foster. Y'all make sure you go over to BFTB Boxing. He's doing an interview with Oshaki Foster today. So that's going to be dope. I wasn't going to go live today, but I squeezed in a live because of this whole Ryan Garcia stupid video. Peace to you, Queen. Big Soldier says, my thing, Canelo got bashed, but Ryan got off clean. You're right. Canelo got more bashing than Ryan. That's crazy. Yeah, Rampage Jackson is a perfect example of what these guys, these UFCs, didn't John Jones get caught for PED? Yes, he did. These mixed martial arts guys, they take steroids. That's why they have a problem with Devin. You know what's crazy? Conor McGregor, said all that crazy stuff, racist. But he stuck up for Devin. He wrote a tweet and he told Ryan Garcia, "Stay the hell away from me." And he called Devin a warrior when he's like, "Man, you fought a guy who was like overweight and on drugs." Because I think Conor McGregor was in the ring with a PED cheat that took Austrian. I think that's Sean O'Malley guy. I'm not big on UFC. I used to be, like, back in the day. But Conor McGregor, look it up, shared the ring with a drug cheat. So he immediately sided with Devin. Can you believe that? And he's a racist. But he respects Devin because he knows he knows a warrior. You see what I'm saying? Like, even a racist like him could be like, he told Ryan, "Stay the hell away from me. It's a problem if you're ever in my vicinity." Conor McGregor doesn't like drug cheats because he's never been busted for no PEDs. He might be a cokehead and all that, but he doesn't do PEDs. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, this world, the allies you can have. It's insane. I never would think that. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, I'm bigging up Conor McGregor because when he's taking a principled stance. It's crazy work, fam. B says half these guys don't care about Ryan being a racist. Most black people today hate black people just as much as Ryan does. So the worst type. Yeah, Ryan calculated on that. He hangs around black guys. I just showed you guys the video. He knows how the black community thinks, not the black community. He knows how that generation, it's not my generation, those not even millennials, the younger ones, the Zoomers. He knows how they operate. He knows they don't have racial consciousness. They don't have anything like that. So he calculated correctly that everybody would ride his D, was what he said when he initially beat Devin. Salute to Noah, crazy work, but I respect it. You would never imagine racist Conor McGregor stood up for Debo. Noah, salute to you. First time seeing you here. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I wish I could find a tweet. Conor McGregor stood up for Devin Haney. Wild work, fam. Because he shared the ring with a drug cheat that took Austerine. And I want to say it's Sean O'Malley who tried to clout chase Devin Haney to get a payday. Right? So for y'all coming in the room, salute to you, Noah. Salute to the Queen, Sugar-Free Mars. Let me do a time check. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick live just to address this crazy, I'll play the clip for y'all again. This crazy shit that Ryan Garcia is saying. This scrolled up on my feed. Brother B says I was born in the wrong generation. I'm sorry for that, bro. But you're rare, man. You're we were talking about Frantz Fanon. Remember, Frantz Fanon says it's the mission of each. Basically, it's the task of each generation to define their own mission. So define your own mission for your generation, bro, and be the leader for your generation. Salute to Stephen X. Yes, sir. Good to see you, bro. Mr. Roll Tide, it's the jealousy that produces own people to hate their own people. Yeah, it's envy. I've been around these Tank fans and these Devin Haney haters that are black. They envy Devin. I'm going to just be straight up with y'all. They envy him because he's young and he's rich. And he's black like them. He's like, damn it. Like, this dude's fly. Like, that's all it is. It's really that simple. And they envy the fact that he had a father that sort of set him up. But Devin is not Devin took what his dad provided and ran with it. He's not spoiled like that. Like, he's had to work his way up. He's still doing it. You know what I mean? But it's really that simple. They're envious that this guy's young and he's black and in America, and he's literally he flies around on private jets. Like that, if you're insecure, you're gonna feel insecure around a dude like that. I'm like, you're 20 something years old, you're flying in a private jet. If I was insecure, and I'm not, I would be jealous of that. That's all it is, fam. I know that's nasty work. Yeah, Tank is openly jealous. Yeah, he can't hide it. So jealous. And his fans, they're so envious of Devin. I've been around these guys. It's insane. Yeah, Queen. Yeah. Yeah, I'm shaking my head too. It's nasty work. How the envy is insane. It's insane, fam. And this is the type of self-hatred, you know, so-called black on black violence. That's the root of it. When we kill each other, or sorry, unalive each other, that's the root of it. It's jealousy. That guy has a better car than me. That guy has a better looking woman than mine. That guy has a bigger house than mine. It's so, I know it sounds insane, fam, but that's the basic level of this. The insecurity is rampant. Yes, Queen. It's oozing out of them. It's pathetic. What God has for somebody is not for you. God has something for you. You just need to figure out what it is. Right? Queen Shaquila in the house. I think she may have stopped driving because she's typing. Devin believes in the fight and enjoys it. Yeah. I tweeted that one time. I said Devin Haney respects boxing. He respects the craft. And that's what you have to do first and foremost. Now we care boxers come from the hood. Yeah. Yeah, that hood stuff's played out. I know black people that live in the suburbs, man.
A grain of salt they found in my system, bro.
But why wouldn't they do that before the fight, though?
Exactly. Thank you. Because they tested me all the way through. Supposedly I tested right the day before and the day after. Makes no sense. One, nobody would take steroids the day before the fight or after.
Yeah.
They robbed me.
Look at this sellout right here.
They try to say I was on steroids, bro. I've never touched steroids in my
But
life.
how can they just say that? Like if they didn't
They supposedly found a trace in my system that was a billionth of a gram. Imagine a billionth of a gram is like a grain of salt.
That line comes from his lawyer. I forgot his name. I think it's Lupe. That line was created by his lawyer, Ryan Garcia's lawyer.
They found in my system, bro.
But why wouldn't they do that before the fight, though?
Exactly. Thank you. Because they tested me all the way through. Supposedly I tested right the day before and the day after. Makes no sense. One, nobody would take steroids the day before the fight or after.
Yeah.
Fam, I'm disgusted by this. I wasn't going to cover this. I wasn't going to go live today. I was going to take a break. But this scrolled across my screen yesterday. Let me get through the comments. Big Soldier MX, but Tank got more money than Dev. One was born rich. Gervonta fanboys are super slow. I question that, brother. I would question if Tank has more money than Dev. And at this point, I'm highly questioning it. This is not a you, but I'm questioning that sort of common sense. People just assume that Tank's got more. I don't know that. I really don't know that. Devin got a big payday with this Ryan fight. Was a huge payday. So I don't know. Mr. Roll Tide, that guy didn't mess up his opportunity like I did. I hear you, bro. Listen, each day is a brand new day to start again. Yeah, Queen. Accountability, that's something this generation does not have. Yes, it's totally disgusting, Queen. This devil knows he was using IV drips to flush the system. Yeah. Yep, he did. The paperwork's out. It's out there. What the hell does he mean supposedly? This motherfucker tested positive and failed 3 to 4 different tests. Right, Queen? Come on. You're still lying about this dude? It's pathetic, man. Big Soldier says call champ side for Ryan. He goes missing. Yeah. He went missing for 9 hours. Tank is a worker. Dev is a boss. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all, I wish I had more time to cover this. Here's a quick pop-up live. You know, I mean, we've already gone through this a million times already. You know what I'm saying? You know, but this is crazy work, fam. This is really crazy work. I was gonna play that Shakur. Okay, let me see if I can play that really quick. The IV use was on camera. Yeah, this is insanity. I think I can pull this off before we gotta get out of here. I think because it's a short. So I think I can pull this off. Hold on, fam. And then we'll head over. Yeah, I think I could pull this off real quick, fam. Here we go. It's a short, so okay.
He got caught.
He got caught. Yeah.
So like I don't know. Like for me personally, if you got caught, it's like I can't give you the credit for that. I don't give him credit for that.
Okay, he said he got caught, so he's talking about Ryan got caught.
That night with Devin.
Yeah, but steroids don't help you land punches.
I get
They help you recover in training. They help you train a little harder. They might give you a little bit more power, but that left hook was on point.
Yeah, but that little bit of more power probably wasn't enough to hurt Devin. Because if you really watch the fight and pay attention to the fight, and people might not agree with me on this, but I feel like Devin was winning the moments that was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people's not really, Devin
Right.
is winning most of the like boxing match, but the moments where Ryan was so loud and like everybody got to see him get hurt and knocked down to where like I just feel like Devin, if he didn't get dropped by them punches, he could have won that fight.
But he did get dropped.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
He got caught.
He got caught.
Joe Rogan's in it. Joe Rogan's in it here. Y'all remember Joe Rogan saying the N-word over 400 times? Shakur and Crawford certainly didn't. Yeah, they were on a show. I think he's down there in Austin, Texas. They're in Texas. And then what's his name? Their manager? What's his name? Jay Prince. I think they got connected through Jay Prince for this interview. Fam, I wish we could stay longer, but we gotta head out. Steroids and PEDs. Yeah, it's crazy. I'll do a follow-up to this tomorrow or Saturday, so we can spend more time on this, fam. I want to thank all of you. Yeah, steroids help you recover in training, so of course it helps you, fam. But Oshaki Foster's on at the BFTB boxing at 6, so I'm closing out. Salute to brother Jay Vonnie. Yeah, it was a split decision, B. Ryan is it was a split decision. Salute to brother B. Salute to Jay Vonnie. Salute to Big Soldier MX. Salute to Sugar Free Mars. Salute to Noah Randall. Salute to Queen Shaquilla, Queen Sugar Free, Mr. Roll Tide, Big Soldier MX. Salute to Convos with Cam, Queen Cam. Make sure you guys subscribe to Queen Cam. Make sure you subscribe to Sugar Free, Big Soldier MX. Make sure I got everybody. I think I got Snoopy Mac in the house. Y'all, let's head over to BFTB Boxing. Oshaki Foster is going to be there. Salute to all of you. Peace and salute. Starts at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. RespectRingMedia.com. At RespectRing News on Twitter. Stephen X. Peace. I'm out.